Good morning, everyone. Rolling into some comments this morning, and I'm going to try to keep it simple. I set up that exhumed, so just by setting it up, I can see what you're doing there. Uh, I listened to some Carcass, so I'm assuming I can make the best of it. Might not be my tip toppity thing, but we'll check it out, and it'll do it'll do whatever it does to me. Um, the Hanabi thing was so much fun, and so I wanted to get this nice little group of comments here that I felt really worked out for this morning, and yeah, I felt she was, I mean, Flavor Flav esque hype. Uh, Style, right? Like out there just working the crowd for the most of it, but her energy was awesome. And then it appears that, I mean, technically was all I was looking for. So, I'll put a nickel in the Rollen was right jar there. Um, Mostly kidding. Uh, I kind of knew the answer. I just figured I would pad the reaction with some, nonsense. It turned out technically it was accurate nonsense. All right, so then Annihilator, I got an agreement, which, you know, uh, lets me know, hey, someone was listening. I appreciate you very much. Sometimes you say things that you feel are true, even for entertainment purposes only, and boom, it's like scanners, heads exploding all over the place. You're in a Cronenberg film at that point. It's insane. So then we get to this one, and I don't mean to lean in, but I don't have it in. I already hearted it, but it's this comment I thought was funny. It was from Take Me Away. Uh, Blue Oyster Cult, and they're like, what is it? Piano Man, Take It Easy, Sweet Dreams. So I don't know where the commenter came up, but in the Twin Cities, they had KQ92 and another channel. First, I could tell you that they played every song in that list ad nauseum. So a rare cut. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Take It Easy still gets played on the classic rock stations now nonstop. So, but hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Right? Oh, don't let the sound of something, you know, nonstop play. Now the Eurythmics I haven't heard in years, but that's because that one got co-opted by Marilyn Manson, and we had to listen to it re-recorded ad nauseum there. So, and then Piano Man. I mean, wasn't that on like every single day back in the day? It could be that I'm old. But those stations, we had stations that played that shit nonstop. So I wasn't sure what was being said there. Every one of those songs is just an FM standard, radio standard song. That just was all incredibly popular and well received by the general public. Or you're wrong age group or didn't get out enough. But okay. And then highly recommend critically acclaimed live at LBC. I think this Avenged Sevenfold there. And I will I found that show. I put it in the warehouse to see that could be a good idea too. I had to finish a Mudvayne album. I got a Little River Band show I'm in the middle of, and Otiken, which is actually I'm really enjoying. It's counteracting some of the negatives I've got with some content I got going up today. Rolling into the big story. I mean, I watched that interview that everyone's either watched or complained about. I watched a bunch of back history on the whole ordeal. just been crazy, interesting, and also, heavy. So it would be nice to get back to some other shows, but I remember the heaviness of that story and regional conflicts, and then the more positive side of it, where I'm getting some comments in my. I'm getting some comments from places where the comments are always good and respectful and awesome, and uh, I'm told I'm supposed to think something differently, and I won't. I'm not prepared to judge the world on anything. Um, Especially when I spent 3 hours already digging into the reasons why it's all manipulated and controlled. I don't want my heart to, I don't want my heart or my mind swayed by someone else's opinion. I might have to learn a little bit about it myself. And yeah, with that being said, rolling into the big story, I think I'll put it out there. I don't think I've got monetization turned on. I don't think very many people are going to watch it because I didn't use a provocative title. It's 100% strong opinion. I'm not going to lie. We better finish some more comments, but if you check it out, you check it out. It turned out pretty good. I'm not ashamed of anything I said. I know that. All right, let's keep going. Like I said, if you want to watch the other thing, feel free. I'm hiding it behind this comments video to get lost in the algorithm because I think an informed decision is better, and I'm not sure I'm the one to teach anybody anything. But I also don't think I'm everyone's cup of tea. Hey, hello, not my cup of tea, but it was nice to listen to. Probably the blues, right? Maybe you want something heavier, this, that, the other. Nice that you react to Andy and the Rockets, not bag. I'm not shy. I did react to Andy and the Rockets. One more. They have one more song. Here, let me pull these songs up. Oh, I did find one, so for sure I'm gonna put this video up for you. Check this out. A new band, something I never heard of, right out of the comments. I mean, I think from my point of view, that's a win, 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 and a win. All right, and I did pull up the Avenged Sevenfold Brompton cocktail there. I'll check and make sure it's not on the channel. That's always a possibility. There's a few on the channel already. Let's see here. 5 shows in 3 days. Oh, I actually been getting quite a few comments from people who went to that show. Jelly. I mean, that's cool. Now, I don't get out to shows much anymore, so I'm not like a complete jelly donut. So coveting what happened that I can't take it. But I think it's really cool. I did have a large stretch of my life where I had to get to all the shows. So I'm now happy reflecting upon it all. And I would just like to say thank you for sharing the stories and let me know. That was cool. I'm not taking away from it. I do think it's awesome that artists put on shows, that audiences enjoy shows. I love the whole thing. I spend a lot of time railing against escapism and control systems within escapism, but I don't actually. It was like this. My dad, instead of worrying about getting tickets to the big game, he says, you're driving through town and there's a local softball tournament going on. So you want to watch sports, go there. We're just regular, normal people competing against each other for love of the game. Now, the internet and videos have kind of ruined it, so a lot of people brawling in the stands and stuff. But back in the 80s, it was a valuable piece of advice. No one was trying to sell me merch. There was just people joining together to have a good time. That's how I see this moment I'm talking about. Is with all things, excess can bring consequences. But escaping from it all to have a good time now and then has to be appropriate. I think the human nature worked hard enough to get unnecessary moments. We should savor them when able. And I'm stealing that whole idea from X Files. So if you really found it to be profound, I was very impressed. I think it was the very end of their kick-ass writing period, and then because the episode I'm on now is just as tropey, splashed together garbage as I've seen. But that's another story entirely. All right, we're going one more. Okay, yeah. This might sound ridiculous. Until this moment, when I took the screenshot, I hadn't clicked read more. I scanned over it, and I haven't followed Ravenous's link to what I said. But I'm going to read it for the first time here and then come back. Okay, Ravenous, this is because I appreciate this. I have not read to the end yet. You don't have to believe me because people aren't that, I don't think people are this willful. I think they can't help but spoil everything, but I spoiled every Christmas as a child for myself, and it turns out I want to savor every second. So I have set up the part just because I didn't know how long, I didn't know which video was what. I just wanted it right. I hadn't read that, or I hadn't watched it again, and then I didn't know. Sometimes I don't know what I say. I do know what my intent is. Sometimes I really do hope it just falls out correctly. I mean, I pretty much couldn't say torch and pitchfork earlier. I just had to roll with it in another video. I hope I'm learning to wield the ability to go longer and more coherent the whole time. Ange had to remind me because she skimmed over it while I was like, I can't read it yet. I wanna wait. It's gonna make me feel good about myself, and sometimes it's not problematic, but I'd rather feel realistic, not beaming like an idiot. And you're making me beam like an idiot. I would like to do someday. I would do a best of Rollen compilation and start with a montage of me saying what is and isn't my job. I agree. I'm not always the best employee, but I am one of the most outspoken. And it turns out I am. I've got to update the front of the YouTube page. I kind of cut corners when it's the dark side of music reactions. I'm actually going to go change that to dispelling the cult of personality, one reaction at a time. I think that's my goal. If I had a single job, it's to not tell anybody what I believe, to convince them to follow it, but to also help them see that they should lower their idols to a more human standard. We can function better as a system when we take down all the golden gods. Okay, finally I got all the way to the end now to understand, and this is why the side project is falling apart, and I respect Sean and Bob, and I hope them the best. But instead of me ever embracing a mainstream idea, our soul's aha moments, I like that. I think that works within all opinions are for entertainment purposes only, because how could I know your soul? How could you know mine? But if we all started sharing what was shining within it, the things that actually aligned us on that vibrational level of peace, love, and harmony, like a fucking Coke commercial, but we ain't getting diabetes. Oh, man. Yeah, I would really like that. And because I don't think I should partake in another project if I don't want to streamline my own projects, and I do want to catalyst other subscribers, bus riders, individuals all over the world. Every now and then I get this moment that reminds me there's someone taking something away from it. And when I was a musician, that's all I ever wanted. I didn't ever cared how many tickets, how many people showed up. That wasn't the point. Did did one of the songs that came from my heart mean something to one other individual out there? Was the takeaway something better than, ooh, I had a good time at the bar? And Ravenous, what I take from this whole thing is sometimes we have a lot more fun than just a night out at the bar. It turns into that after hours smoking metaphysical reflection phase where, you know, mysteries of the universe possibly unfold. You know, it's very much like Wayne's World smoking weed on the front of the car. You're just listening to something deeper than Queen. And not that Queen doesn't have a redeeming value, right? But we're a long ways from Bohemian Rhapsody at this point. Am I a Missouri Tiger fan? Nope. Wondering. I don't think I'm a fan of any, unless the Missouri Tiger is a mythical cryptid stalking the countryside like, you know, Southern Chupacabra. If it's a sports thing, then no, probably not. Rollen and organized sports activities don't go hand in hand. And then we have a Vanny Viboli request. Vanny Vibola. I'm sorry about that. And it seems heavy enough that heavy enough that I better not make jokes at this point. And that is one of the other things about the, right? Ravenous. I hate to jump back and forth, but this is why it gets complicated, because I try to, hopefully I'll look at that for the very reason I'm asked to watch it. And I don't think that's important to a lot of people. I think they feign interest in their feelings, and the bottom line is so much more important. But if I was worried about that, I couldn't speak my mind. And if I can't speak my mind, I might not say anything interesting ever. So it does all come together in a complete package. I would say my goal would be to turn a corner here. And I thank you for all your the website. And that still sits in the background if the handyman thing doesn't work out. But I'm going to move a vanity today and bid a job on Monday morning. And there appears to be work for weeks. So if there's work for weeks, that's all I would need to turn this corner. Weeks worth of work will equal months worth of work. It appears lots of people need stuff done. I went to the grocery store yesterday. It turns out two of the employees that didn't make it at the pizza place, all right, all the employees that got fired or left ended up at the grocery store as a handyman pitching his wares at the grocery store where they now work. And I figured out a sign to put up on the wall to create accountability. I won't accept phone calls, but they can text their problems and desires, and we can create a thread back and forth with accountability to what we're asking and offering. And we might be able to come to an arrangement outside of the contractual system but still based on some stuff like work ethic, honor, respect, and keeping one's word. Now, that's tough, but that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm going to do. And I was happy to share it with all of you. Okay, this was rolling into comments. I got to get back to work. I got to go move that vanity, and I got stuff going on. And I still haven't done a single reaction yet. So, if you want to hear me rant and rave about the color change revolution in Ukraine, going back to 2013, 2014, and then all the way back to historical context pre-World War I, like the big speech that everyone's going crazy about. Well, I already got an hour and something in. So it's put up there. Otherwise, I've got reactions and other stuff coming at some point in the day. And as always, the bus is available. The ride is basically free. All you got to do is show up and give your time. As per the last few minutes, it's even worthwhile if you listen.